Okay, first of all, I think Officer Kevin's talk was excellent, and there are a couple of things that he talked about that I wanted to expand on a little bit. And I have so many things rolling around in my head that I'm probably just going to be completely chaotic, and we'll have to go over things more than once. But first of all, let's start with the whole pepper spray, or that anything in your hand can be used as a weapon. What I like about what he said with the pepper spray, keep in mind it doesn't work on everybody. So don't stay right in front of them. And one of the things my karate instructor talks about that I think is just an excellent principle to keep in mind is the best self-defense is to not be there, right? Now that makes sense, and then, okay, I'm not going to walk down the dark alley. That's not a good place to be. I'm not going to walk out to my car in the dark in the Walmart parking lot when there's some guy standing there leaning against my trunk waiting for me. Okay, there's some obvious don't be there things, but there's some less obvious don't be there things too. So, the obvious one that Officer Kevin was talking about is, I'm in his target zone right now, right? So just hold on a bunch towards my face. So, this right here, I'm in his target zone. I do not want to stay here. So however I can get out of here, I need to do that. If I've got my pepper spray, now I'm too short to brace on his chest, right? If I've got my pepper spray, I'm going to spray. I don't know how quickly it's going to work. I'm going to move as quickly as I can. If I'm in a situation where I can't turn and run, or I'm pretty sure he's faster than me, the leg thing is kind of a dead giveaway here, okay? I'm not going to try to turn and run unless I'm positive I can get to safety, because our instinct as a predator is if something runs, you chase it. It's instinct, right? So, he's a predator. I'm not going to run from him unless I'm absolutely positive I can get away. If I see Ryan standing there, I'm going to spray him and run, right? Ryan, help! Get him! Okay. So, but if there's nobody else that's very close and that's paying attention to what's going on, I'm going to try to get in closer to him, and if I can, get behind him. Because, punch on in, please. Right here, he can hit me easily. Right here, a little harder to hit me, don't you think? Okay, so you've got to be ready to move. And this, my brother taught me. Love my brother to death. He's kind of a jerk. I'll be standing there talking to him, right? And all of a sudden, he'll do this. Sorry, sir.
That's good.
You okay with that?
That's good.
Okay, so what Officer Kevin was saying was anything can be a weapon. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, I'm going to hit him with it in my hand. If you throw anything at somebody's eyes, your instinct is at least to blink. Even if you're drunk or something, your instinct is at least going to be to blink. So I can take anything, throw it at his eyes, and I'm going to move in or out, depending, like I said, on the situation. If you feel like you can get away safely, obviously the best thing to do is avoid the fight entirely. But if you can't, you throw it and run. And even if you don't have anything in your hand, you can pretend he doesn't know there's nothing in my hand. Right? Makes sense. Okay, so that's something I want you guys to practice. The other thing I want to practice with is just the moving. If you can get away, but if not, I want to move away from his power hand. Most people will instinctively set up that power hand a little bit to the back. I don't want to move this way, right into it. I want to move that way. And I want to get close. And I learned this milking cows. If I'm in here, he's going to have a hard time hitting me with much power. Even better, back here. He can't reach my head. So I don't want to go here, because he can still move very easily, or just back this way. Right? Boom. So I'm right here in his target zone. I don't just want to stay in his target zone, but a little to the side. I want to get in close and take away his power. Make sense? Okay. So what we practice is we get the pads, and I'll have you guys, we might need more targets so everybody can partner up. We practice blocking. So we're coming at him. First, we just want you to block. Then, I want you to take control of the situation, right? Right now, I'm his attacker. I've got control. He's got to react to me. Nice. See how he takes control? As soon as I start moving away, no, you get to be the attacker. As soon as I start moving away, he has to react to me. Now I'm starting to take control. And if I move away, or get in and move to the side, now I'm taking control. Anybody who attacks you thinks they can win. You have to convince them as quickly as you can that they can't. Last thing, the angry yell. If he punches at me and I go, ah! What have I just told myself and everyone else? Am I winning or losing?
Losing.
Losing. And I'm probably in my white zone. What do I do? Not very effective. What if you punch me and I go, ah! What did I tell him and everybody else? I'm gonna win. What happens when there's a fight on the school ground? What do people do? Yes, exactly. They group around, fight! Have you ever heard anybody or heard about somebody screaming in fear and nobody showing up? It happens. There's even been reports of somebody getting stabbed in a parking lot with people staying around and they don't do anything. All those bystanders are in their white zone, they're afraid. When you do an angry yell, it draws people to you. They're more likely actually to show up than if you do a fearful thing. A fearful thing makes other people feel afraid too, and they may not come to watch and see what's going on. They may hide. Say, oh, I don't want to be the next one screaming. So you're better off practicing in a fear response, an adrenaline rush, get angry, don't get afraid. I've read a lot of stuff about self-defense and about people who fought off attackers, especially women fighting off attackers, because, hey, I'm female. And just in case you didn't know from the short hair. And the ones who win are the ones who turn from being afraid to being angry. When you get angry, you start fighting back. When you're afraid, you're only trying to protect yourself, or maybe trying to get away. But you're not saying, heck with this, I'm the attacker here. You need to become the attacker. Okay, so grab a partner, we'll get some hand targets. I want you to practice blocking, ducking, moving, getting behind and in, and your angry yells. And I can tell you right off the bat, angry yells are probably the hardest thing